everybody, what is up? We've got a new reaction coming at you today. This one is for She's Mine by UKISS. We're not quite as familiar with UKISS as some of the other groups like from SM or YG even, but I've personally followed them the last year and a half at least, and I remember a lot of the tracks that have come out, you know, Stop Girl, I definitely remember, but those all came out before our vlog was started, so I never did a reaction to those. But we noticed that this one dropped yesterday, so we're going to do our first UKISS reaction, and let's get right to it.
그녀의 AK는 스틸러 남자 맘을 훔쳐 조종하는 파일럿 타고난 몸매라서 따로 필요 없는 다이어 덕분에 매일같이 남자들이 벌떼처럼 고여 시커먼 속이 다 보여 엉큼한 속이 다 보여 그래서 짜증나요 그렇나요 내가 바로 그냥 본 배경화면 속 주인공 남자친구예요 스캔 좀 그만하고 가던 길이나 계속 가요 내 여자는 내가 지켜 그녀의 마음문에 골키퍼 덤벼봐 너 자신 있으면 던져봐 날려줄게 홈런 내 여자는 내가 지켜 그녀와 내 사이는 너무 깊어 눈길 더 주지마 고생하지마 힘 빼지마 내 여자란 말야 내 여자야 손대지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 그 누구라 하더라도 내 절대 안 못해 내 여자야 말 걸지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 건들지 말아요 넌 나한테 말야 상대도 안 돼요 견눈질은 그만 어디 감히 넌 봐 내 여자란 말야 쳐다보지 마요 얘 너한테 말야 너무 가분해 그녀 때문에 난 매일이 전쟁터 아이돌처럼 쌓이는 팬레터 작작해 절대 포기 못해 아무리 꼬리쳐도 변하는 건 하나도 없어 알잖아 그녀는 내꺼 그러니 꿈꿔 wake up it's not gonna happen 그녀는 언제나 내 품 편하게나 나쁜 유행하는 나쁜 남자 따윈 관심 없어 데이비 베컴 와도 안 돼 섞어줘 내 여자는 내가 지켜 그녀의 마음문에 골키퍼 덤벼봐 너 자신 있으면 던져봐 날려줄게 홈런 내 여자는 내가 지켜 그녀와 내 사이는 너무 깊어 눈길 더 주지마 고생하지마 힘 빼지마 내 여자란 말야 내 여자야 손대지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 그 누구라 하더라도 내 절대 안 못해 내 여자야 말 걸지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 오직 단 하나뿐인 내 여자란 말야 견눈질은 그만 어디 감히 넌 봐 내 여자란 말야 건들지 말아요 넌 나한테 말야 상대도 안 돼요 견눈질은 그만 어디 감히 넌 봐 내 여자란 말야 쳐다보지 마요 얘 너한테 말야 너무 가분해 내 여자야 손대지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 그 누구라 하더라도 내 절대 안 못해 내 여자야 말 걸지 마 무슨 말인지 몰라 오직 단 하나뿐인 내 여자란 말야.
Oh, okay. That was interesting. Kind of a different ending there. Alright, so that was pretty cool. Let's jump in and I'll give you a little bit of my analysis of it. Where to begin? First of all, the music video. I actually really like the music video. The whole black and white thing with like one color showing through, like right at the beginning, you've got the dog leash, which is sort of pinkish red, and his blue shoes, and then everything else is black and white film, which is really cool. I always like that effect. Nine Muses used it in the video for Wild, and I thought it was awesome there, and UKISS is using it here, and I really like it in both of them. Let's see, they got, you know, the fancy car. I have to say, this music video definitely looks a little more American R&B / pop style. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, but compared to a lot of K-pop, except for the cuts where you have them all dancing, together with the black shadowy background. Everything else in this video reminds me of a little bit a rock video from the US, and also quite a bit of like a pop R&B type music video, maybe even a little bit of a rap music video from the USA. And when I say that, I'm not saying that as a criticism. It's not like they took a really signature sort of concept from some American artist and just blatantly copied it. They didn't do that at all. It just has some cool throwbacks or elements put into it that remind me more of an American style music video and a little less of a K-pop style video. I personally think that K-pop is marketable in the United States as is, or with very few little tweaks to it. And a lot of people don't seem to share that opinion, especially in the recording industry. But, you know, if UKISS is looking to expand a little bit, they don't seem to be quite as popular as some of the real big names in K-pop. So maybe their strategy is to reach out the international community a little more to make up for that. And I think this kind of a video could be one way to do that, because it wouldn't look shockingly out of place like among other American music videos. Now that can also work both ways, because a lot of the reason why I think K-pop is so cool and I like it so much is because it's drastically different from American music. And I think a lot of other people around the world also like K-pop for that reason. They're sick of some of the trends in the American music scene, or they just want to find something new. And K-pop is definitely an outlet where there is fantastic music, fantastic artistry, different sound, and a huge variety within the sort of genre that is K-pop. And, you know, different looking music videos, different styles, different ways they market their music and put on concerts and TV shows. Everything about it is really cutting edge. So this takes a lot of that and then it sort of puts it in a package that looks more like an American song. So that could either really help them to expand to the United States, or it might make them not make an impact at all, because people will just look at it and think of it like just another American music video. So I don't know what they were going for or how that'll work out for them, but I can see it going one of those two ways.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and analyze stuff that I've noticed throughout the video. First thing, I actually didn't, I don't know if this is their style, because I actually don't know, but I didn't know it was more kind of like this. I thought it would be more like Teen Top, more upbeat, like really boy bandish group. Not as much, I don't know, kind of like BAP in a sense. Stop right there. I did like in the video, I did like the whole black and white contrast, and then highlighting, well, I mean like picking out certain sections, or not sections necessarily, little bits that stand out. So like the shoes are all saturated with color, and they're really saturated, and I think that's a really cool touch with the whole black and white. I've always liked those kind of things when people in photos, like, they highlight only their eyes or their lips or something. I think that's a cool mechanic. Throughout the entire video, I liked that. I also liked the transitions from like the main beat that was going on throughout the entire song, and then they kind of go into more of they do like a key change, and then it's more slower, not so much slower, but it kind of has that more like romantic feel, and I thought that was a really cool transition. I think it worked really well. Didn't seem awkward at all. It felt really natural, and I think that was they did a good job on that. I will also point out that I did like the harmonies. A lot of these guys, from what I can tell and from what I'm seeing, because this is actually the first UKISS song and video I've ever seen. I've never seen anything from them. So from my first impression is that they're all really good singers and they have really good harmonies. And it's hard sometimes when you get harmonies to make it sound like it just has that one specific sound that can define a group. And these guys, I feel like if I listen to them more, they have that defining harmonized vocal section. Like Shiny and Vix all have that super tight harmonies, and it's very recognizable for at least my ear. I can tell which group it is. Or like with Girls' Generation or FX, I can tell instantly what groups those are just by all of them singing at once and harmonizing. And I think these guys they do a good job harmonizing.
Another thing I want to bring up here, pre-chorus is kind of like laid back, and it almost goes into like a sort of sing-songy ballad type sound. But I actually really like how they do that. They kind of lull you to sleep for a second, and then the chorus is like funky. You know, they got some bass player in there just going nuts, playing a cool funky bass line, and it's not like a super intense chorus, but it's got tons of like energy in it, if that makes sense.
The chorus is also very catchy. This one I can see getting stuck in your head a lot. From the first listen, I mean, obviously I can't speak Korean, so I don't know what they're saying, but I can see myself just randomly going, she's mine, she's mine, she's mine, she's mine. I can see myself doing that just like as I'm walking around, or if I'm working I can get that song stuck in my head. I can see that happening. It's a very good hook in the chorus.
Another thing that really stood out to me musically was the rap after the first chorus, right here. That section right there I think is really cool. It reminds me of another rapper. I'm not sure if it's Eminem or somebody else, but it doesn't matter. It's extremely rhythmic and interesting in its rhythms. It kind of goes back and forth, and it sort of stumbles over itself and stutters, and then keeps going in a way that's not predictable. You know, it doesn't just follow like eighth notes. So even though I can't understand a lot of the Korean, especially going by as fast as he's rapping it, I just really like the phrasing and the emphasis he puts on words, and hitting some things a little ahead of the beat, some things a little behind. It just adds that sort of flavor. It's like a really good jazz drummer. They're always cheating things a little bit, but in a way that it sounds like perfectly on, and it just gives like flavor and soul to what they're doing rhythmically. And this rap was the same way. I really like how that was put together.
One thing that I noticed that I actually really, maybe I don't pay enough attention to it, but I noticed it in this video where you have two main rappers and they're trading off in the actual rap section of the song. I've actually never, off the top of my head, I can't think of where I've heard that other than GD and Top. Those are the only guys I can think of that trade raps. Otherwise, like in every group, there's only one main rapper and he has his own section, or she has her own section in the song where they just do their rap and they basically kind of just harmonize throughout the rest of the song. Kind of like Minho from SHINee, he has his rap sections, or Amber in FX, she has her rap sections. I've noticed that and I find that really interesting. That's actually really cool. Of what I saw of the dance throughout the video, it looks like a really cool, like a good free-flowing dance that works well with the lyrics and the beat of the song. It seems like a really smooth dance, nothing awkward or anything. It just flows really, really well. And I've only seen bits and sections of it because they like to focus on the members in this song, but it's a really cool dance from what I'm seeing and from the bits that I have noticed.
UKISS overall, I hate to say it, but they haven't impressed me the same way a lot of other groups have impressed me. I think it's just the songs that they've had, or maybe the way it was recorded, just weren't quite as exciting to me or along the lines of what I like the best. But this song, on the other hand, I actually like it a lot more than the other stuff I've heard from them. And it does have a little bit of an American sound. You know, I was talking about the music video, but the song itself too has a little bit of like what you're hearing over in the US over the last 10 years in pop and R&B and rap, but not in a way that they just copied something. And UKISS has done a great job here taking influences like that and putting it into something that's their own. They took a little bit of a more American looking music video and a little bit more sort of R&B pop, and also a little bit of like 70s and 80s funk music, definitely. They've taken those things and wrapped it all together with their own sound, and they've made just a really good song.
One thing that I will say that I really don't care for as much, it has nothing to do with the song itself, it's the setting that they're all in. They have the blank black room, the blank white room, then they have the like kind of like hallway-esque looking scene. I don't know, it almost is SMS there, where it's like, oh, we have a couple sets and they all look the same, there's not much going on. I know someone's always going to mention the outfits in videos, and I think their outfits work really well for the concept. Just like snappy looking suits and coats, and I think it works really well for the group. I'm assuming that maybe they do this all the time in all their videos. I'm not sure. It looks like it fits their style. So after watching it, I would say that I would check out this group, because after like checking it out like 2 or 3 times the song, it got me interested. So I think I'm gonna check out You Kiss, and I think I'm gonna get more acquainted with the group in terms of their music. So I think this was a pretty good introduction for me, for someone who's never heard of them. I mean, I've heard of them, but in terms of someone who's never listened to them and doesn't know anything about the group. So I thought it was a pretty good song. I will definitely pick this up on iTunes and everything, and that's pretty much all I can say. I say good job to them.
So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this reaction / review, and if you thought we got something horribly wrong, give us a comment. You can't leave video responses anymore on YouTube, so if you do want to ask us a video question or an audio question, just make a video on your own channel and make sure to send us the link to it, and we'll watch it as if it was a video response. So either leave us a text comment, join our Facebook group, the link is down below. Whether it's about this video or you have another question or request, you can get to us in all of those ways. So we hope to hear from you guys soon. See you later.